So if you've been watching us, we've been talking about how we create positive connections between the admissions team, faculty, and staff within an institution of higher learning. And we've been talking a lot about painting a picture that's consistent throughout the whole academic journey of your students and passing the baton from department to department as you go through it. So now, we talk about the why you should have this. Dr. Pace, what do you think are the real benefits to the institutions that take this seriously and start to really working on making those pictures match?
Yeah, well, the first thing that happens is a culture is created of people working together.
Correct.
Student focused. I always for years used the term intelligent heart because words trigger pictures in your mind. So to me, intelligent heart is what every employee, I think, should have or be.
Yeah.
Because in a lot of ways, we're like a caregiver too. I mean, we get students who are first generation going to college and schools, and they're smart enough and they're good enough, but maybe they just don't have the right habits yet. And so if every employee sees themselves as someone who has that intelligent heart and helps, a culture is created, a bonding of teamwork, high fives, everything else, but the students feel that immediately. They know that everyone is pretty much on the same page and has their best interests at heart.
Right.
So the idea then is how do we do this kind of thing? Well, first of all, it's just a general education of what this information's about, how it works, and it's kind of like mom and apple pie, common sense. I mean, career colleges already do it, I think, better than any other sector of higher ed. But if you just amplified it, several times with the caring plus, working together, everybody understanding what admissions does and understanding what faculty does, creating that culture, it's almost as though you can't really, student won't drop, you don't, the idea is no one drops out in this school. You tackle them at the door.
Right.
It's unthinkable for anybody.
Because that becomes your culture.
That's what.
And interestingly enough, one of the things that I've seen has been beneficial, and I go on campuses and help admissions teams because as a marketing agency, it's one thing for us to get the student interest, but we really want to see our client admissions teams do well. And a way that I see that faculty and staff can interact better with admissions for the benefit of the institution is what I call product understanding versus product knowledge.
Yes.
Oftentimes, and even back when I first started admissions, when you train the admissions representative, you give them the catalog, here are all the courses, and this is what's going to be included in the program, and that's kind of how they learn. They may take a tour with a program director, but it's important that they really get to understand what each program is, so they're doing that accurate pictorial representation that can actually be represented. Where else do you see opportunities for them to pass the baton effectively? This orientation?
Yes.
Is that a good place?
Yeah, a big place is or student orientation, because if you think about it for a minute, they see marketing, they go into admissions, they go to financial aid, they register, they come to school.
Yeah.
So then we have an orientation. And I can tell you with all due respect, most orientations are terrible. Most orientations, they hand out the thou shalt not list.
Yeah, the do not do.
And really it should be a continuation of the vision of what admissions told them, what marketing told them. I used to be president and owner of several schools in South Florida. I did the orientation. I stood up with all the advertising pieces and held them up.
Right.
And I said, how many of you saw this? How many of you saw the TV commercial? How many? And I would tell them that I am here with my staff to make sure that comes to fruition, that happens. If it doesn't, come and see me. What'll happen, you'll see just by that mindset, okay, anywhere from 5 to 8 to 10% improvement, getting those students from the first term to the second term when they're more likely to drop out. I've also created a student program where I'm on the videos. So they're learning the concepts while we train the teachers to deliver the concepts.
Right.
And then we train the faculty and staff. So it's like a 2-track system that just locks in everybody being on the same page.
Right. And that, just to go back to the orientation part, and I think you're so right, and if we're all honest that are in this industry, if the admissions teams are always the happy, positive, optimistic, painting the best picture possible, and then all of a sudden you go to orientation, now you're being said, you can't do this, you better not do that, you can't. So that's just within the admissions process to orientation before you even stepped into the first class.
That's right.
A change in picture. The picture's already
Yeah,
skewed.
they
at
already
that
got one
point.
or two strikes on you.
That's it.
And then I always say, darn it, bad luck, they drop, And all
Absolutely.
this stuff is going on, and nobody really appears to see it.
Well, I think that I hope this conversation has been beneficial to some of the institutions and the administrators and the staff members, faculty members that are watching this, because I think it's a huge opportunity for us to help everyone kind of take a look at
Sure.
things that you don't necessarily see because you're in it every day.
That's right.
And these are discussions that we hope that you're having in your institution.
And that's what we do, working together as a team.
Yeah, and we're very happy to be doing that. And thanks so much, Dr. Pace.
Thank you.
Awesome.
We'll be back.
Yes, and we'll be back for sure.